Well, I know I ain't your free bird, and I ain't no simple man. Oh, I'm just another person with a song stuck in my head. Oh, I'm just another idiot with nothing new to say. And I'm hoping that don't matter and you'll like me anyway. Cause I'm trying just to carve a little niche, but I'm up against a big wall, man, and it won't budge an inch. So I'm looking for an answer buried deep within my mind, and every time I find it, it just moves right to the side.
We'd like to inform you that Hidden Jams was recorded for entertainment purposes only. Also, license plate TTG 374. Your car is blocking the shuttle terminal.
What's going on, everybody? This is Hidden Jams. I'm Andy Soroka, and today we are coming to you from the Disruption Network studios, and we are hanging out with Anthony Donaldson, also known as Z around town. Z is an awesome radio host who I have discovered in the last 6 months of my life, and dude, you have become one of my personal heroes.
Oh, stop it.
No, seriously. It's awesome seeing what you do. You work with so many bands, and you just sit on the radio. You guys...
Podcast. I'm trying to get that through people's heads. It's a podcast and getting people to think in central New York a little bit more in advanced. It gets a little bit difficult sometimes, but everybody's like, hey, how's that radio show? I'm like, well, we're not on a dial and we don't play music. So we just, we're social media... webcast, streamcast, podcast.
Yeah.
That's how we like to look at it.
Excellent. So
thanks for having me, bro. This is cool.
No, this is super awesome, dude. So how did you get into this? Like, what made you want to start interviewing bands, and what got you into this whole world?
Well, I got to probably start the story by saying I did radio in the 90s.
Okay.
So I started off at the old Rock 107. If you remember that.
I don't.
I was an intern at Rock 107 and then moved over to K-Rock.
Oh, nice.
And I worked at K-Rock right when they switched from the classic rock to like the modern rock. I was right in the middle of all that. And then went over to WER right after K-Rock.
Oh, wow.
So and then I worked at WER for about 2 years and then stopped and opened up a bar. But that's for another podcast. And from that whole time, when I had the bar, I always wanted to open up a radio station on the third floor. It was always a dream of mine, but that never really came to fruition. But now here we are at the D, and we opened on January 30th, 2017.
Nice.
And we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary really, really soon, and I'm excited about that. And yeah, we got it was a brainchild of just people sitting around in one of those circles. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Those after party type circles. And just like, hey, we should start this radio station, or we should start this. Podcast really wasn't a thing back then, and it kind of was always in the back of my mind that I wanted to do something like this. So, and lucky enough, I got up with a couple cool people that we were able to get it launched in January of 2017, and here we are.
That's awesome. So I just recently found out that you are a musician as well, too.
Yes.
So, like, was that one of your first loves?
Yeah, of course, man. I'm 44. I still want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Who doesn't, right?
Absolutely.
I come from a musical family.
Oh, awesome.
My grandfather, my dad, keyboard organist. In fact, my grandfather, Wes Donaldson, was a keyboardist at St. Anthony's Church for 40 plus years. And he would play church by day and morning, and would gig at night with his Dixieland jazz bands and stuff, and travel around, the region. And then my dad too, same thing. He was wedding type of band. And so yeah, I grew up in the music business my whole life, and that's all I know really.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's all I really know. Yeah, I played in a bunch of different bands. A lot of my bands, or I should say, a lot of my music has taken a backseat to other endeavors. But now I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. And,
awesome.
I've been jamming out with a couple people lately, and just and as well as I do, man. When you're playing music, it just feeds your soul. You got to tap into that creative energy to grow as a human being, for one, and two, just for those experiences, and any kind of outlet like that just really helps your mind. It keeps the balance of life.
I could not agree more. I just played a show last night, and I mean, I'm still just walking on the clouds from that show. It just felt so good. The energy that you get from people, when people are into something that you created yourself and you can show them, and people say, you know, this is awesome, this is really cool. There's no feeling like it.
I say it all the time, like playing in front of, there could be 5 people in the audience or 5,000 people in the audience, but if you got that connection with the audience, there's no better feeling. You know, it's better than drugs, it's better than sex. There's just like that feeling you get, like you're so high, like you said right now, like you were so high from last night's show, you probably couldn't sleep last night, huh?
Oh no, yeah.
I love that feeling.
3:30, 4 o'clock in the
you're
morning.
still
like,
up, and it's like you're not on drugs, maybe you had a couple beers or whatever, but you're just still amped up from that show and that feeling and just the vibe and the energy that was created in that room. Yeah. And there's nothing better in the world than that feeling. I love learning about new music too. And I'm always constantly out there seeking new music. And even guests that come on my podcast, who are you listening to these days? I want to know who's out there. What band should I be checking out? Yeah. There's so much of it. It really is. Back when we were doing our thing, you know, like in the 90s and stuff like that, there were a lot of bands. But now, there's with the internet and everything, there's just so many avenues and there's so much to explore nowadays. There's so many different genres. Stop with the genres, by the way. That really pisses. There's a grindcore, porncore, hardcore. Everything's a core. Stop with the cores.
Core.
Stop with the cores. Cut it out. There's enough cores. Apple core. It doesn't matter. Stop with the cores. There's so many cores.
There's so.
It pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's too many genres, though. There really is. There's a lot of great music out there, though. There's more music out there now than ever, and what a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
You know, what a great time to be out there and just seeking new music and exploring and just, it is. It's such a great time. And with all the technology we have, we've got a really good life, man.
Yeah, really we absolutely do. And, you know, I want to speak more on disruption networks because things like disruption networks that are popping up, people like you and everyone else who's been working with you guys, that you guys are seeking out these local bands and you guys are seeking out this new music and you are trying to help bring it to the light and bring it to the surface. And I really think that's like, it's such an admirable cause. And I think that's such a cool thing.
Man, I love it. We love the scene too. And look, you know, you got to make the best of where you live. And I love Utica as well.
Yeah, Utica is I left when I was younger, and I've come back. And for the last 5 years, I feel like I'm always learning something new about this place. I'm always diving behind the surface. I'm like meeting new people who I feel like I've been standing next to at shows for a couple of years now, and then you finally meet someone and you get to like dive into their personality and you just see this whole new world, and that's a really cool thing. So how many episodes do you guys think you've done at Disruption Network? You guys have a ton.
Well, we have 11 shows on the network.
Okay.
So there's 11 different shows. We got shows ranging from music to sports and football and hockey and pro wrestling, and there's a real estate show, and there's Chamber of Commerce has a show, there's a life coach, and so there's a lot of different content. We're going to be launching another one really soon too. As far as episodes go on EC Radio, which I do every day from 3 o'clock from Monday through Thursday, I've got probably over 300 episodes under my belt.
It's awesome.
Something like that, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and you know, and throughout the years, there's probably more. You know, I've been actually focusing more on doing like some podcasts, just straight podcasts instead of the video, because we would do the live stream and the video stream.
Yeah.
And when we go live, we're live on like a bunch of different platforms: YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. Yeah, all those video streaming platforms, and then it's a podcast afterwards. But I've been trying to focus more on doing a podcast, the audio side of things. I've been really inspired by some podcasts out there.
Nice.
You got to check out Long May They Run.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard of that one.
That's a great podcast, and they just did a season on fish. It's like a whole episodic podcast where they do 10 episodes on fish, but it's not chronologically.
Okay.
It's kind of just spread out with all of these great stories, and
nice.
Very well produced. And definitely check that one out. And that really inspired me to do more podcasts. I just had a great podcast with Adam Deitch, the drummer from Lettuce, the other day, and I've been listening to Long May They Run. I'm like, I got to set it up like a regular podcast, you know. Then I get all really obsessed with it. So now I'm obsessed.
That's awesome.
You know how it is, dude. Right? Like getting obsessed, you dive right in, you indulge, you just.
And I have the personality when I get into something, I have to go and I have to go and I have to keep finding out more and more, and I have to just keep looking behind the surface.
Right. It's like binge watching a television show.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
It's just and that goes back to like feeding your creative mind and feeding your soul, and you know, if that's that's what you've got to do to dive into things and to explore and to grow as a human being, then do it.
Yeah.
Encourage everybody to do it.
It's awesome. Anthony,
Yeah, man.
we are going to take a short break. This is the guy. This is him right here, Z. He's Disruption Networks. If you're in a local band, if you want to get a message across, if you're into something, this is the type of guy that you're looking for. So make sure you check him out. You guys are going to find links to Disruption Network and everything Z related. So we're going to be right back, and we're going to play a little game with Z. All right, guys.
Hey there! Thanks for watching Hidden Jams. Would you like to play a game? I know I do. Wahoo!
What's going on, guys? We are back, and we are going to play a little Hidden Jams Jenga with Z.
All right.
You know the rules, my friend. You're up first, so let's hit it.
Now, first of all, I don't have the... I tend to shake, especially when I'm on like 3 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
So I don't see this game lasting too long.
Nah, you got it.
All right, so hang on. Let me put this away before I spill that over him. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I love that you got this question.
What is the future of music? The future of music. Well, what we talked about earlier too is like there's so many genres and stuff like that. And music's great. I would rather see music go a little back to the warm rock and roll bands instead of like, the electronic side of things, because right now music is very electronic, which isn't a bad thing. It's a creative outlet. People are doing their thing. There's a lot of great electronic stuff out there, but there's a lot of crap out there too. And I feel like sometimes the electronics take away from the soul of the music. And I'd like to see it go back to like the Marshall stacks and the Ampeg heads and just the front man, the flamboyant front man and the hard hitting drums, and just go back to the old school sleazy side of rock and roll.
Nice. That's awesome.
So what do I do? Put this right here?
Yep, this one goes
throw
here.
This one to the top.
Yeah.
This one says trumpet or saxophone.
Nice. What are you?
Sax.
Nice.
All day.
Yeah.
All day. I do like a good trumpet. Michael Ray.
Yeah.
Michael Ray and the Cosmic Truth from like
Not
Cool in the
familiar with
Gang.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played with Fish a bunch too. Awesome trumpet player. Big shout out to my boy Terry Lynch too. Great trumpet player. But saxophone, man. I always used to say the sax players are the ones that get laid more than the frontman. It's true. There's something about that like sax players get laid. I don't know what it is.
If I played the saxophone, I would start a project called Sexual Innuendo. That's what it would be.
Sexual innuendo, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny too. My buddy used to say that like my writing style has always been like kind of like a sax player. So maybe somewhere in another life I was a sax player.
Nice.
I don't know what it is. All right.
It's a smooth instrument.
It is.
Or sexual tension.
Sexual tension.
Sexual tension.
You know that game we used to play in the 90s too was Drinking Trouble. Remember Trouble? With the number in the middle and you hit the ball and each position was designed in another way to drink.
Okay.
There were a bunch of degenerate alcoholics back then.
Have you ever named an instrument?
No, I don't think I have now I think about that. I always call her.
Yeah.
It's always been a her. I'm going to grab my baby. Just my baby, I guess.
But
right?
never.
I never really gave it a name now.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
Do you have any special talents non-music? That's a big fat no.
No?
No, do I have any other talents besides music? I guess podcasting. Would that be a talent?
That is absolutely a talent.
That's all I really do.
Because you
I
are
eat.
smooth.
I eat.
That's good.
I'm a good eater.
Yeah, eating is real fun.
Yep. This one?
Yep.
Alright, so you could actually lose by putting it right back on, huh?
Oh, yeah, you can.
What does the winner get?
Ah, that is a great question.
$5?
$5. $5. Nah, you'd get that anyway. Oh, here we go.
Oh, let's see which one's touchy-feely. Wow, we got some...
Yeah, it's... Tell me a childhood story.
Oh, childhood story. Wow. Any particular old childhood story?
Anything comes to mind.
All right, I got a good one. 7th grade basketball.
Yeah.
I once made a basket for the other team. And it was right in the beginning of the half, right? Right in the beginning of the half. And they go to inbound the ball, and I grabbed the ball, and I just, for some reason, I don't know, I spaced. And I went the other way and laid it in and stuff, and everybody's kind of looking at me, and I look up in the crowd, and there's my parents hysterically laughing. And I'm like, what happened? And they're like, psh, come on, pulled me. Made a basket for the other team.
Like, wow, there's no defenders down here. It's wide open.
Like, I can't believe I'm so open right now. Laid it in smooth, too. You know, I didn't play for the rest of the year. Sing happy birthday backwards.
I love this one. How far can you make it? I love this one.
You too, birthday happy. You too, birthday happy. You too, birthday happy, Andy.
You too, happy birthday.
Andy, birthday happy. Andy, birthday happy, you too.
Nailed it.
Is that good?
You absolutely nailed it. That's awesome.
That's a great one. All right.
That was perfect. Whew. Are you a driver or a passenger?
Driver.
Nice. Me too.
Driver all day. I'd rather drive. I prefer to drive.
Yep.
I'm a bad passenger.
Yeah, me too.
And if I'm going to be a passenger, put me in the back or in the bunk, because I'll just pass out, because I will probably criticize you driving.
Yeah, I always drive. If there's room in someone's car, we got a show, I'm like, you know, I still just take my whip. Woo! Nice.
Nice, my Jedi reflexes
Yeah.
right there. What would you do if you won the lottery? How much we talking? Mega Millions?
Yeah, we'll say Mega Millions.
Mega Millions?
Yeah.
The first thing I would do would probably buy some property,
Nice.
buy some land, and pay off the debts, of course.
Yeah.
You know, that'd probably be the first thing you do. And then equally distribute it out to some of the charities that I support. You know, like
Nice.
Stephen Swine Humane Society, I definitely give a bunch of money to them. They need it. Probably tackling something with Alzheimer's and the American Cancer Society and stuff. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then live like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
buy a
yeah.
plane and fly everywhere.
Woo. What was the first band you were in?
First band I was in. Name of it?
Yeah.
Hack. Hack.
Nice. What was that? What did you guys
It's
do?
more classic rock type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year was that?
95?
Nice.
About 1995.
Excellent. I just moved up to this area right about 95,
Yeah.
starting the 7th grade.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We played a couple shows, not too many.
Mm.
Not too many shows or anything.
And you
like
played
that.
bass for that project?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun actually.
Were you ever a guitar player or just strictly bass?
Actually, I started playing guitar first.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, Joe Finelli gave me guitar lessons back in the day.
Nice.
He was my guitar teacher for a minute there. And and then I switched over to bass.
Excellent. Awesome.
Less strings.
Yeah.
All right. Do you listen to the radio? I do.
Okay.
I listen to talk radio.
What kind of talk?
I
radio?
like sports talk radio. I'm a big sports guy.
Nice.
But if in the morning I'll listen to like Keeler or something like that. I'll go in and out of K-Rock to see what they're doing. And then, of course, the drive. I listen to with Genesee Joe. Joe's a great friend, huge supporter of the D, so we go on the drive a lot, hang out with him. He promotes local, like we promote local, so I definitely support the drive 100%.
He's an awesome dude. I only in the last year started like catching his radio program and like really checking out everything that he's going on. And I think at Trip Fest was the first time that me and him like really chatted for a moment.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was awesome.
He's a great egg, man. He's a good guy to have on your side, and a huge supporter of the local music scene.
Yeah, he absolutely is. I think that's super cool. Oof.
We're getting into the nitty gritty. This is like it's going down. It's only a matter of moments before this thing goes down.
Nah, we got this. Oof.
You got a good touch, Andy.
Oh, I've been playing a lot of Django lately.
Wow.
What would you ask Elvis if you could meet him?
If I could meet Elvis, what would I ask him? If I could meet Elvis, what would I ask him? Yeah, I'd ask him if he'd make me like a peanut butter and banana fluff sandwich, and sit down if we can have a he would do a podcast with me.
Oh, I bet he would. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can we podcast? And then I'd have a lot more questions. Then the questions would just go from there. But yeah, I would start off with eating food.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to somebody.
Right. You got to be the Jenga.
Be the block.
Okay.
Be the interview.
What is your favorite song to play? Currently, my favorite song to play is I Like the Way Your Butt Look. And that is a composition by yours truly that I've been piecing together with the boys from Beside the Sun.
Nice.
We've been jamming out a little bit, and I'm trying to get that recorded, actually. It's a song I've had for a little while, and I've been inspired lately to get I Like the Way Your Butt Looks out there to the masses. And, the world needs I Like the Way Your Butt Looks.
I feel like the world
It's the
needs
next,
that.
I like big butts, and I can't lie. It is.
MTV or VH1?
What decade are we in?
90s.
90s?
Yeah, we're playing Jenga.
MTV, because if it's 90s, that's when I'm watching MTV.
Yeah.
All the way up until they got all into the reality stuff. But the first Real World was cool, and some of that stuff was really cool.
When they started coming out with a couple shows,
Yeah.
I liked it, but then they went too heavy into that.
And then there was a time in my life where VH1 was the shit.
Yeah.
And they were doing the behind the music, and then the VH1 classics, and VH1 was really, really hip at one time too. And it was right when MTV decided that they were going to do more reality-based programming.
Yeah.
And VH1 went over to just doing music and sticking to music. I wish MTV would go back to doing music, but they got to go with the money. It's all revenue streams and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. I miss M2. I loved M2. I would have VHS tapes of different artists, and anytime that I saw one of their videos, I would pop it in, and I had the collections of their videos. I had all the Marilyn Manson videos.
Oh yeah,
Nine Inch
nice.
Nails, Blind Melon. I would wait to get specific artists on the VHS, and then I would pop that one and try to record it. Loved
See,
it.
for me, MTV was great as a kid. I remember when it first came to Utica, and it was the biggest thing. We would just sit around the TV all the time. But towards when I got in high school and stuff, you had Headbangers Ball and 120 Minutes, and then Yo MTV Rap. So it made me become more of a diverse music lover.
Yeah.
Because there was just so much more out there, such as Yo MTV Raps and Headbangers Ball. We were watching all of them. I loved Eric B. and Rakim just as much as I loved Anthrax and Metallica. Growing up. So. That was what a great time to be alive.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
absolutely.
I had to loosen her up a little bit, wiggle it a little bit.
That's fair.
Do you listen to whole albums or playlists? I guess I would have to say that my album listening has become a minimum. I guess. Well, no, I can't say that. Last full album I really dove into was the last Slipknot album. It was pretty good. But if there's a new album out there from somebody, I'll dig into it. It's been more playlists, because that's how the world is designed nowadays. No one really has the attention span, one, to listen through a full album, and two, the whole loss, even though vinyl's back and making this great little comeback, and the whole process of getting into an album and you dive into it and look at the liner notes and all that, that's starting to come back a little bit. But for the most part, it's more of a convenience thing, and playlists are a hell of a lot more convenient than getting up to flip the album over, and so it's kind of more of a convenience thing. So for me, it's been playlists more than albums.
It's hard to. Albums are a tough sell these days. I walk around at the end of shows nowadays with stacks of CDs, and I try to give them out. And what I hear most often, I don't have
a CD player.
I don't have a CD player. I hear that all the time, and I'm still out here going to I'm still buying CDs, and I'm still going to garage sales and buying huge stacks of crap that I don't even know what it is, and just popping it in and all right, that's good, or that sucks, or whatever. But yeah, I miss those days. I remember releases were such a big thing back in the day.
Singles,
or even singles or albums. I knew about when they were going to come out,
True.
weeks ahead of the time. Like, we would go to, like, Best Buy or wherever, Circuit City or Last Unicorn, the day that something was going to come out, and we knew about it weeks in advance, and was like, all right, we're going to go get this, like,
now
CD.
the weeks have shortened up because people forget nowadays.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to release an album, say, on Christmas, you're going to probably start promoting it, like, the first of the month instead of, like, 3 months prior, like you would normally do it, because
I guess that, even as being a musician myself, it's like, why even tell people something that far out, because most of the time that's not how our lives work anymore.
Right.
Everything is like very instant and very, it's like constantly changing and moving around. So that's a really interesting
instant gratification nowadays.
Yeah. Huh. That's wild. What was your favorite concert you ever been to?
Oh wow, that's another tough one.
What's
so
one?
Many.
Yeah,
Can I give you a couple of them?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear a couple.
The first one that comes to mind is it was Fish at the Thomas Mack Center in Las Vegas, and Kid Rock showed up and played with him.
Nice.
Which was wild. He played like We're an American Band, Shook Me All Night Long, Rapper's Delight, and Walk This Way. Wild night. That's for another podcast. I could do a whole podcast on that night. And then Tool. Every time I see Tool, I love freaking Tool.
Yeah, they're a great live
just
show.
such a great live act. And then most recently, the Flaming Lips at the Saranac Brewery.
Oh man, we were setting up for that. We were playing that night. I wanted to go down to that, but I couldn't.
That was a killer show. I've seen them a couple times, and they're definitely high on my list. And then we saw the Roots. I've seen the Roots a couple times, and every time I see the Roots, man, they always deliver. But man, that's why I work in the industry, so I don't have to pay for concert tickets. So I see a lot, you know, and I'm lucky and I'm blessed, and I do go see my fair share of music. Even like when I go away on vacation and stuff, it's always based around music. So there's just been so many great shows in my life. We could be here for hours, and I could go through all those concerts.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Paul McCartney a couple years back at the Carrier Dome. That was great.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so it's my turn, and I'm nervous.
I'll tell you, yeah. There's some tough choices there. That is it. Let's. Oh no. We're not getting away without
my best
doing that
Christopher Walken impersonation. You knew I was gonna knock this over too. Look at all these great ones too that we missed on Biggie and Tupac and.
Oh yeah.
All right, my best Christopher Walken impersonation. More cowbell.
Yeah.
I guess I have to think on this one a little bit more.
Dude. See, I cannot thank you enough,
Of
man.
course I knocked this over. I was hoping you would lose.
Yeah.
No, you probably never lose. Huh?
No, I've lost a couple.
Have
actually.
you?
Yeah.
What's your record in this?
I've knocked down 2, and so 6 other people have knocked it down. So I've only knocked down twice.
So you're 6-2.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we got.
Oh, you're 7-2 now.
We got 6 or 7 more episodes we're gonna film. So
you're killing it, brother.
Yeah,
you're killing it.
Any shout outs you want to give? Anything you want to say to somebody? Upcoming artists? Someone who doesn't know you.
Just check us out, disruptionnetwork.net. We're all over social media platforms. You can subscribe to Disruption Network on YouTube and Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, all the social media platforms. And big ups to you, man, and Our Common Roots. You guys are killing it. Keep doing what you're doing, and man, I'm proud of you guys, man.
Thank you, man.
I am. Keep doing it. Keep playing. Keep doing it. As long as it's fun to you guys, the sky's the limit, you know?
Awesome.
And it's all about love, too, man, as long as you guys still love each other.
Oh, yeah.
So many bands go by the wayside because they don't like each other.
Yeah.
And it's important to have that love, and it's important to have that communication, too, in a band. So.
It absolutely is.
And you can see that with you guys. So keep that going.
Awesome. Dude, this is the guy, Z, Disruption Networks. You guys are going to find links to anywhere that stuff is online. You're going to find links in the comments. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you follow the links. Thanks for checking out Hidden Jams. Check in with you next week. Later, guys. Fade out. Fade out.
It takes a lot of courage to get through the hard times. Takes a lot of practice Sharpen out blurred lines takes a lot of things that you'll never say, but for all the words that make it, they will carry their weight. It takes a lot of moments that you need to make right. It takes a lot of long days, a whole lot of long nights. It takes a lot of dreams that you'll never see, but for all the dreams that take, you'll find the one that you need.
Wow, that show was bananas!